Alright, let's talk about Together because I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Together stars Dave Franco and Alison Brie, and at first, it seems like a weird love story, but then it gets creepy fast. Body horror, creepy caves, and people literally fusing together. Yeah, it's a lot, but I've got so many questions. Like, what really happened to the first couple who went missing? They drank the water too, right? But their fusion did not happen instantly. It took days, and when Tim finally finds them, they've morphed into this freaky, half-human monster. And how does this fusion thing even work? Is it just the water? Or does being in the cave trigger it? Is there some kind of a creepy ritual? And don't even get me started on Tim's mom. Why was she smiling while sitting next to her dead husband?
She was smiling at me.
What was that about? And how does it tie into the rest of this twisted story? And get this, did you know that the whole movie might actually be just a metaphor? Yeah, all the weird stuff about sticking together, being unable to separate, losing your identity in a relationship, it's supposed to mean something. What the heck, right? So in this video, I'm breaking down Together, scene by scene, pointing out all the crazy moments, hidden meanings, and the stuff that left us scratching our heads. Let's figure it out together. Hi, my name is Michael. If you like movies and love talking about what they really mean, hit like and subscribe. I've got more coming your way. Together starts with a creepy mystery. Two hikers go missing, and search dogs find a weird underground cave. After drinking from a strange fountain, the dogs act weird. Later that night, their owner finds them horrifyingly fused together, and that's just the beginning of the nightmare. Meanwhile, Tim and Millie are an awkward couple getting ready to move. At their goodbye party, Millie jokingly proposes with an invisible ring, but Tim freezes, making things super tense. That night, Tim had a creepy vision of a smiling woman and a dead body. After the nightmare ends, they move into their new home, but something's not right. The whole place smells terrible, and Tim finds a rat fused to other rats by their tails. Trying to reconnect, the couple goes hiking and ends up falling into a cave. They drink the water to survive, but when they wake up, their legs are stuck together with a painful, sticky substance. Back at home, the weirdness escalates. Their bodies begin reacting to each other in a disturbing way. Lips stick together during a kiss. Tim chokes on Millie's hair, and the more they try to separate, the more their bodies fight back. Tim begins to suspect something supernatural is happening, and that it is all tied to the cave.
I think something's happening to us. I agree. We need to keep our distance.
Things get even crazier when Tim starts connecting the missing hikers to creepy symbols he's been seeing around town. At the same time, Millie gets close to a friendly teacher named Jamie, who turns out to be a part of something way darker. He reveals there used to be a cult in the area that believed in fusing people together, literally. Not long after, Tim and Millie are dragged out of their rooms by some invisible force and wake up with their arms fused. Millie panics and uses a buzzsaw to cut them apart, but the nightmare is far from over. In the final part of the movie, Tim finds the missing hikers, now a creepy, fused-together monster hiding in the cave. Jamie, who's actually a fusion of two people himself, tries to force the same thing on Tim and Millie. In a shocking and emotional moment, Tim chooses to fuse himself to Millie to stop her from dying. They finally give in to whatever's happening and fully merge into one body. When Millie's parents show up for dinner, they don't find the couple. They find one person who looks like both of them combined. Okay, let's talk about the supernatural first, then we'll dive into the metaphor. What really happened to the first couple, and why did their fusion take so long? In Together, drinking the cave water kicks off something supernatural, but fusion doesn't happen right away. The movie hints that it's not just the water, it's the emotions that really trigger the transformation. The first couple drank the same water, but fused slowly. Why? The theory is that they were isolated, barely interacting, no fights, no passion, nothing. Their bond just decayed, and by the time Tim finds them, they are a deformed mess, like a relationship that just rotted. Now, Tim and Millie, totally different story. Their relationship is messy, full of emotion, trauma, tension, and love. That intensity speeds up their fusion. Their bodies react fast because their feelings are all over the place. How does the fusion work in Together? In Together, the creepy fusion doesn't just happen from drinking that weird water in the cave. That's only the beginning. What really speeds it up is emotion. The stronger the feelings, love, fear, grief, the faster the fusion kicks in. That's why Tim and Millie start changing way faster than the missing hikers. Then comes the wild twist. Jamie reveals that the people in the area believed merging two souls into one was the key to becoming whole. There's no official spell or ceremony, but everything adds up. The water, the cave, the strange symbols, and the emotional bond between people. It's like the perfect storm that sets the transformation in motion. What happens to Tim's mom, and what does that mean?
She was smiling at me.
While the movie doesn't lay out every detail explicitly, here's what we piece together. Tim lost his father at a young age, and that the trauma shaped much of his emotional world. In a disturbing flashbacks or dreamlike memory, we see his mother sitting calmly beside her father's dead body, smiling, almost like in denial or emotional paralysis. That moment haunts Tim throughout the movie and becomes a symbolic piece of the fusion theme. But why was she smiling? She might be pretending everything is fine and willing to accept that her partner is truly gone. Her smile might symbolize the idea of holding on to someone, even in death, rather than face the pain of separation. Now, let's go to the metaphors of the movie. What does together really mean? Metaphor 1. Losing yourself in a relationship. The fusion in the movie is not just a creepy body horror. It stands for what can happen in the long relationships. Over time, two people can become so close. They start to lose track of who they are as individuals. They begin to blend emotionally, mentally, even their identities blur. This is echoed in Michael Shank's own statement, the writer and director. Have you ever been in a relationship so long that the line between you and the other person starts to blur? That's exactly what inspired this story. After being with his real-life partner for over 16 years, Shanks wanted to explore how love can bring people close, but sometimes too close. Metaphor number 2. Holding on to pain. Tim, the main character, is still dealing with the pain of losing his dad. And instead of healing, he hides the pain in his relationship with Millie. The way they are forced to fuse together becomes a symbol of how we sometimes hold on to love. Not because it's healthy, but because we're scared to let go. It's not about choice anymore. It's about survival. Metaphor number 3. When love turns toxic. There is a cult in the film that believes becoming one with someone else is the ultimate form of love. But the movie questions that idea. Instead of real connection, it shows us how society sometimes celebrates unhealthy sacrifice in relationships, where giving up your needs or identity is seen as romantic. The big question the movie asks is, at what point does love stop being love and starts becoming control or obsession? By the end, Tim and Millie give into the fusion. They accept their twisted bond, not because it's right, but because it feels familiar. They have grown used to it. Instead of breaking free, they surrender to the idea that this messed up version of love is better than being alone. Together is about the terrifying beauty of closeness. It's a story about what happens when two people become so emotionally connected that they start to lose their own sense of self. I honestly enjoyed watching Together. It made me laugh, creeped me out, and that scene when Millie's driving and Tim just went trance mode. Wow, that was epic. And also, the cubicle scene. I was laughing my ass off. That was something new and totally unexpected. So what do you think about Together? Was it good, bizarre, or just plain terrifying? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I also want to hear your theories, your metaphors. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.